Oh, I have not rehearsed what I'm going to say in this video at all. I haven't in any of my videos, but I guess sometimes I have sort of an idea of where I'm going. And much like life, I'm completely uncertain at the moment as far as where I'm going and what's going on. So I think in these times it's important to remain positive and realize the insignificance of everything, even though that's super difficult to do most of the time because what is more significant than your life, your own life, because it's the only one that you're experiencing. And everything is so immediate in this life. We're seeing everything through our eyes, we're hearing everything, we're sensing everything around us, and our brain never turns off. So life is always happening, life is always moving, and you can't really escape it. What's coming to my mind right now is like becoming really good at meditation to the point where you can escape it and you can be thoughtless. And I imagine that's the ability to put a pause on life, but that takes a lot of time and work. And I think you have to be passionate about meditation to do that. But I think that would be your only option. Is just get real good at meditation. And what is meditation? It's just being present. It's allowing the past and the future to slip away because you're thinking about it too much, and you gotta let it go. You just gotta be here in the moment. And you have to be grateful for what you have. Every little thing that you have to, be grateful for. If you have nothing, be grateful for your body. Be grateful for its functionality. Be grateful for its health. Be grateful that it can take you from point A to point B. Be grateful that you have a mind to dissect the world around you, to be creative, to envision the world beyond the world around you. And that's what you gotta do sometimes when life is very uncertain. I think in the past few months, I put myself in a situation where I guess I was delusional in the sense that I thought everything could work out the way that I wanted it to because that felt like what was meant for me in my heart. I feel like I envisioned life going very differently these past few months, and I don't know what to really chalk it up to, whether it truly is my own delusion or if it genuinely is the path that I'm meant to be on in the grand scheme of the universe. And I'm even wavering on my faith of what's meant to be in the grand scheme of the universe. I used to be such a firm believer. Like really up until like super recently, I was fortunate to join this little bit of community where we had this discussion like last month, and I was talking about and sharing in my beliefs with others that everything is written out for us in the universe, and whatever is going to happen is what's going to happen, and there's no changing that. If you have three paths in front of you, A, B, and C, you have the power, you have the option, you have the agency within your own body, your autonomy in this life to choose whether you're going down A, B, or C. And those paths might look very different, but ultimately, no matter which way you go down, you're going to end up at what's meant for you. So if you go down road A, you're going to end up with what's meant for you. If you go down road B, you're going to meet exactly what was at the end of road A. If you go down road C, exactly what's at A and B, they're all the same. And I'm not really sure what instilled that in me to believe that. Like, so many people believe in God, and you can sort of ask, well, what instills people to believe that? Like, there's the Bible, which I've never read. I don't think I've ever read like more than a sentence from it. If I just like saw it lying around as a kid and like opened it up or something. So I'm not really like too keen on what's in there, but that's what a lot of people who believe in God like base their faith around, is this book that sort of explains a lot of things to them, I'm assuming. But that book was written by people. It wasn't written by some like magic source. It didn't just like appear. Those are just like a lot of stories that were spread through word of mouth, or like ultimately written down and collected, and like it comes from people. So where did people gain the conscious idea of a higher being? Which essentially, when I talk about the universe, if you're a believer of God, like that's hand in hand. Like I am just exchanging the word God for universe. I believe in like the universal plan that's laid out for us, that is all meant to be, and that I guess that form of consciousness would come from like the science of the universe, like the literal universe, and like the galaxies within it, and time and space, like gravity, the science of that, and like different dimensions. And like that's like just so above our heads, you know? And I'm trying to like pinpoint where in my life I gained this concept of everything being written out for us. And I guess right now I'm trying to relate it to like the laws of the universe. Energy can't be created or destroyed, and this idea of like if there's a fourth dimension beyond what we can experience in this physical realm. I'm getting spiritual here, or I'm getting scientific here, whatever. That time like is not this linear thing, but it's just sort of existing, and we're constantly being born, like that's always happening, and we're always dying, and that's always happening, and we're learning to drive, that's always happening, and just these, every moment in our lives is constantly happening. So that's where I would sort of relate to this idea that everything happens for a reason. But I'm not sure where I developed that faith, I guess you would call it, and just trusting. That could be completely, that could be blind delusion, and I'm not sure. I don't know if that's what's going on with me right now, if I'm just sort of questioning everything. But I say that because, I thought these past few months would go differently, but maybe they went exactly as they needed to go. And I feel like it's sort of a pattern in my life of things that I'm noticing that happened to me. And I guess I'm gonna relive those patterns until I unlock something about moving through life differently. And that's a daunting thought, and or it's just about, realizing something, the true purpose for being here, which, when I said earlier, realize the insignificance of everything, the scale of everything, this planet floating in space. Like, it's just so insignificant. And you think of like the billions of years, and then obviously like the generations of people, you come here for a very short time in the grand scale of everything, and then you're not here anymore. But it doesn't feel like that when you're living it. Everything feels so intense and so immediate because it is. And then I talk about, finding my purpose here. And it's like, well, like, what if we literally don't even have a purpose here? What if they're just here because that's what like evolution has led to, is just our species just coming here and then inhabiting the earth, and then, just the natural progression of life and time. But because we're so intelligent, compared to like a flower in terms of conscious thought, we conjure up this idea of needing to make everything worth something, when maybe it's not that. But either way, that's the paradigm that we're in. That's the reality of our situations, is trying to make sense of why we're here and what the purpose is, and just to make sure that we feel like we're doing something productive every day. And there's also like struggling with belonging, like where we're supposed to be. I mean, just because we're born in a place doesn't mean that we're meant to stay in that place. We want to find somewhere that feels good to us, where we like the climate and there's space to meet people and expand our worlds, and, you know, gain opportunities and feel fulfilled, and in a sense where we're having these life experiences that are fulfilling in terms of, relationships, platonic and romantic, and maybe we're fortunate enough to be aware that we're passionate about something, to be able to explore that passion on many different levels and feel fulfillment through achieving things that have to do with that passion on a personal level that's successful to us, and hopefully being able to make money through that passion, because life is about affording like food and travel. And I think, whatever's led me to this moment here, just reflecting on the last few months, is just making me aware of what I went through in the last few months. And I really don't know what to think about it, but I just noticed that like my confidence has like degraded significantly, and my self-worth and my image of myself has really degraded, and I'm really in the process of unpacking that and working towards building myself back up again, and really trying to tune in to myself and my thoughts and the wavelengths of the universe, as bullshitty as that could sound, and really just understand where to go from here. And also just practicing breathing too, because obviously that's a huge part of meditation. And being present is allowing your breath to guide you to the present moment. We're really never taking like full deep breaths, and that's super important. And that's something I want to explore, is breath work and meditation, and I'm also sort of just dealing with this existential anxiety of what to be doing on a day-to-day basis, and where to put myself in this world. Where I can excel. And I looked into astrocartography, and I don't know how much of that is accurate. There's so many, laws of energy in the universe, and our star signs, astrology, all that. And obviously it can feel overwhelming, and obviously it can feel like this is fake, but I don't know. I'm just trying to explain to you where I'm at, and that's a jumbled, all over the place type situation. But I think if you were to go back through all my videos, I think, the thing that I always come back to is the idea of presence and gratitude and breathing. don't know how long this episode is going to be today. And I really, I don't want to be a bummer. I don't. I'm just sort of unpacking the major thoughts that have been in my head as of recent, as I really just try to navigate and understand my place in the world and where to go. Where to go? I think maybe I've always sort of had this idea of, okay, I'm going to work towards this thing. I'm going to work towards this thing. And right now, for the first time, I'm like, what am I working towards? I feel like very lost. And I'm grateful. I do have my passions for art, and I am working on two projects right now that I'm really excited to release, not only into the world, but just from myself. Because when it's your full time job as a creative to play every part, a lot of it is very painstaking, like beyond the creative work. There's editing, which is creative in itself, but also very tedious. And there's blockages, with technical aspects. And I'm just talking about, the realm of my particular medium of art. But I mean, it's like, at least I have that, and at least I'm working on that, and I have that. And I have it in me where I want to keep going, and I want to keep creating. But at the same time, I feel like I've been latched onto these two projects that I'm ultimately releasing this year in like a very energetic way, where I kept like making things to make things and not really things that I was uber passionate about. It was sort of just to make these things. And it's like I really can't allow myself to start anything new until, like I said, I've released these from myself, because I feel like it is weighing me down in a way. And there is some personal travel that I want to do. I've really been seriously, for the first time, looking into work exchange programs, because I feel like that's a great thing to do if you're lost. But even moving forward with that, I feel like an innate responsibility to myself and those who are involved in these projects that I've been working on for like the last over a year. I feel like an innate responsibility to complete those and be able to release those and really not start anything new, and just get these projects done, release them from me energetically, and then have space to move into an experience like a work exchange program, where hopefully I not hopefully where I know I'll just be moving through life at a different speed and be experiencing new things, which is so important for growth, and find community of other people who are sort of in the same boat. And I really look forward to that, and also being able to learn skills that are important and worldly and innately human, you know. But I'll go more in depth about that when it's time to. Tired. One thing to take away. I don't know what your daily routines are, but just because I'm so freaking lost, I'm really trying to hold myself accountable to routines. And I mean, I'm good. I'm proud of myself for what I've been doing, which is making it my goal to wake up early. Like, I leave my blinds open, I leave my window open like a little bit, even though it's the winter. Like, I love being cold when I sleep, but I'm really trying to wake up naturally, like with the sun, and be up maybe like 8 a.m. And then, like, really within like a half hour of waking up, like, get dressed. I got this really cheap gym membership nearby. Get dressed, like, in whatever I'm wearing, to the gym. Eat something like so light, because like I love a big breakfast, but like before working out, that's not the best thing to do. So I just like have something that can sustain me through the workout, which is like half a piece of toast with some peanut butter, and like some mornings like a small like matcha that I'll like make at home with that, and like that, can sustain me and fuel me for a workout. And then just like be out the door as soon as I can to do a workout like early in the morning. Or there was a morning I woke up early and I was like still sore from the gym. So like I just drove like to this new coffee shop and got a coffee, like just to be out, just to get up and be out first thing in the morning. And I did that because I was looking to feel like really accomplished, like really early in the day. So that way I just like tackle all these things, like clean my room, work on these projects, clean my bathroom, clean around the house, throw out shit that I've been hoarding or list things for sale on Depop. And I feel like it's like half working. Like what I'm noticing, I need to, but I really need to get better at this too. Is just being off my phone because like I'll do like this intense workout for an hour and then come back home and then it's like decompress time, like make something to eat, and then I'm like doom scrolling, and then I've lost that momentum. So it's really about like turning off the electronics. That's so important to do, and just focus on the work at hand and the tasks. Like this morning, for instance, oh my god, I was so tired because yesterday was the earliest morning that I woke up. Like I woke up like at the sunrise, and then like I was like at the gym by 9 a.m. I don't know if that like really lines up, the sunrise to the gym. Like, okay, I wasn't up like at the sunrise, but I was up at like 8, and then like I left by like 8:30, and then I was like working out by 9. And I did like a whole like hour long workout, intense, which was great. And then I came back. Honestly, I can't remember what I did, but I know like by like 3, we have a treadmill. I went on the treadmill. Oh my god, see, I'm like still so tired. I'm getting to the point. I did this like, I was on the treadmill for like 20 minutes at maybe like a speed of like 3-ish, but like on an incline of like maybe like 11 or 12. And then like a couple hours later, I realized like I'm exhausted. Like by 7:30 that night, my eyes were like getting heavy. I went to bed at 8 p.m. and fell asleep like by 9, and then woke up early. And like I'm still tired, but like I woke up early today. I had more of like a bigger breakfast because I don't think I'm going to the gym today just because like my body just feels tired because like going to the gym, I hadn't worked out in a while, and like this is the first week that I've been like working out, and I've been keeping it intense. So I think just like resting is good today, but like doing this podcast is so sweet. This is so necessary, um, and cathartic, and feels like a productive thing to do. And I'm gonna edit this and put it up. And yeah, but that's sort of the new thing that I'm doing, is just holding myself accountable to a routine, which felt like impossible for the longest time. But now I'm like, just do something. And that's helpful. And I'm going to figure the rest of my shit out, and everything's going to work out. And I think it's just important to always keep that mindset, even though the things that I'm talking about earlier on in this podcast are just overwhelming as hell. Just keeping in the back of your mind a deep breath that tells you it's all going to work out anyway. And you can't even imagine, no matter where you're at right now, you can't even imagine the future and how possibly incredible it can be. Also, low-key, I'm sort of like starting to say a prayer every night before bed, just as like a wind down routine. And I think because I've sort of been questioning everything lately, I sort of just like put my hands together and I'm just sort of like, God or universe or, whatever, that sort of thing. And I'm really praying for my confidence to uproot itself. I'm praying for community. I'm praying for artistic fulfillment. Just praying for all the things that I want in life. And I think it's really good to, it doesn't even have to be prayer, but like even meditation, just spending time. And that's like what quote unquote manifestation is, even though I'm sort of just like, I don't know, I don't want to say I'm over it because There's prime examples in my life where I've literally journaled things and they've come to fruition to the T, like things that I was so passionate about and gave so much thought to. So I think no matter what you call it, I think the important thing to do is really visualize and think about and meditate on in any form or capacity. I don't know why I just struggled so much. But just to really think about the things that you want and you feel like you're deserving of. Or not even that you feel like you're deserving of, things that you're deserving of because you're deserving of it, period. And just taking 30 seconds, a minute, however long you can. And I like to do it before bed because I find like doing that is like meditative and it really calms me down. And I do breathing, deep breaths. Like it doesn't have to be much, but it's just really going to put you in this place of Zen. And just, spend that time every day. Just think about the things that you want because you're putting energy into that. And that's important. And yeah, that's what I have to offer today is those tidbits of everything that we talked about. Yeah. Thoughts can be dark, but we have to climb our way out with positive thoughts and just trust in ourselves. And there's also one more thing. There's a phrase that I heard. I don't know if I saw it on TikTok or somewhere, but it was like, stop thinking of yourself as like yourself, like, how can I help myself? And think of yourself as this human. And like the phrase, how can I best help this human? This human, like this human body, like, how can I best help this human? Because I think it just allows you to look at yourself in a more caring way. And like a way outside of yourself. Like, I think I can take care of this human by having it wake up early, not feel like the day is squandered by the time it sleeps in, but like have it wake up early and experience the sunrise because this human deserves to see the sunrise and to experience the beauty of that. And this human deserves to, exercise in the gym today or go for a beautiful walk today or a run or be outside to breathe air and eat a healthy food and like eat greens today that will nourish this human, because it's about loving yourself through everything, implicitly, and doing the best thing you can for yourself. And I feel like I have more to say, but I'm honestly like, I just want to leave it at this right now. So, yeah, wherever you're at, be good, and you deserve to have an amazing night, an amazing day, what have you. And I'm here for you. I love you. I'm sending you so much love. And that's all.